I welcome you all to the last day of our meditations with Father Mermier. I wish you all a very happy Mermier's Day. Today our theme is the role of silence and solitude in the life of Father Mermier. Let me begin with a preliminary remark. Keeping quiet and not talking is not the silence we discuss here. Sitting alone or being alone in a private place is not the solitude we discuss here. Solitude is not the loneliness. Solitude is also distinguished from loneliness. In both solitude and loneliness, there is something common, and that is being alone. But solitude is a positive choice, while loneliness is a feeling. Solitude is a space to seek God and to be with Him alone, whereas loneliness is a feeling that arises from lack of intimacy and lack of companionship. Solitude is a space where we come to understand how deeply we are known by God and how intimately we are loved by God. But loneliness is a very human and natural feeling that comes from isolation. Now, loneliness is something very common to our celibate life. But do not allow loneliness to suffocate and numb you, but recognize the loneliness. Name it, tame it, and accept it, and transform it into solitude. This is what Father Mermier did. And what is the role of solitude and silence in the life of Father Mermier? As a young boy, he was very quiet temperamentally. And he lived in a very brutal situation of the French Revolution. In his seminary days, his formators saw him as a high-ranking student, hard worker, deep in prayer, and a good companion to all other seminarians. And as a young priest, we know that he was appointed 7 years after his ordination to a parish in La Châtelet. And when he went to the parish as a young priest, he was pained to see the lack of faith of the people, indifference of the people to the faith, and ignorance of the people on faith that really embarrassed him, that really shocked him, that pained him. But he wanted to bring a renewal in the parish, and he thought of having a parish mission. But then he invited one of the most outstanding preachers of the time, Father Joseph Favre, a very intelligent priest, a good speaker. He started the parish mission. And again, Father Mermier's pain doubled because very few people showed up for the parish mission. That disturbed him, that made him sad and angry. He went and told Father Joseph Favre, "Please stop the mission. We cannot continue like this." But Joseph Favre, he said, "Let's go on prayer for some days." So both Father Joseph Favre and Father Peter Mermier went to a Carthusian monastery to pray without telling the people. They closed the parish house, they closed the church, and they spent a few days in the monastery praying for the people, praying for the renewal of the parish. But when people noticed the two priests were absent in the parish house, they were troubled. They were disappointed, and they went in search of them, and they found them in the monastery, and they brought them back. And the parish mission continued, and there was a transformation in the parish after days of prayer in solitude. For Father Peter Mermier, solitude was not an empty vacuum. It was a rich space to explore into the depths of his heart in prayer. And for Father Peter Mermier, solitude and silence were the two fundamental and radical principles for prayer, to seek God. And he said, God is everywhere. We must seek him everywhere, but God wants us to seek him in solitude. My sisters and brothers, let us love solitude. Let us transform our loneliness into solitude. And I thank you very much for your patient listening for the last 30 days. And I thank all those who presented the meditations. Very well done. You inspired and you uplifted our spirits in the spirit of Father Mermier. And I thank Father Naveen and Father Wilson for diligently coordinating and meticulously planning all these meditations under the leadership of Father Johnson Kalidikil, the Assistant General. Thank you one and all. God bless and live Jesus.